Hello students, good morning to all. Today we are going to see about maintenance of pregnancy and embryonic development. So pregnancy or gestation period about 40 weeks we have studied, and how the embryo develop during the pregnancy period, and during the development what are the membranes around the embryo, and that is nothing but amnion, chorion, allantois. These three membranes are extraembryonic membranes, and you can see the chorion membrane. It is having a number of villi-like projection, finger-like projections, and placenta, the disc-shaped structure which is present just below the uterine fundus region, and this placenta associated with this, the placental villi also present, finger-like projections. Blood vessels are called as placental villi, and this placenta in this region, it is connected to the fetus by means of umbilical cord. So how this development takes place in the embryo and what are the organs developed during the different stages, we are going to see in this chapter. Okay. Now the first one, the maintenance of pregnancy. So during development of the embryo or pregnancy period, we have studied a stage called blastocyst. So blastocyst is nothing but the blastula stage. It can develop into a single layer, that is trophoblast cells and inner cell mass we have studied. And this blastula is converted into the next. This is a ball-like structures consist of more cells inside. It is developed into change or transform into gastrula where there are three separate layers. Germ layers develop. That is ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. At this stage it is called as gastrula or gastrulation. We have studied already. So the inner cell mass in the blastula. Blastula consists of the inner cell mass. This only differentiated into the epiblast. Later it will develop into ectoderm and hypoblast after implantation into the uterine endometrial wall. So this hypoblast region, this develop into embryonic endodermal cells. Hypoblast is this region, it develop into the endodermal cells of the embryo. And epiblast, it develops into ectoderm layer of the embryo. So the cells which are present in between the epiblast and hypoblast, they develop into, that is called mesoderm. So epiblast develop into ectoderm, hypoblast green color it develop into endoderm, and in between these two, the mesodermal cells develop. Okay, so transformation of the blastocyst into the gastrula. Gastrula means nothing but you must understand there are three primary germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So this transformation of blastula into gastrula with the three primary germ layers, and this is possible because all these cells are called as blastomeres. They show movement. So movement of the blastomeres only form three different germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Transformation of blastocyst into gastrula with three primary germ layers by the movement of blastomere is called as gastrulation. Okay, blastula is changed into gastrula, transform. Now, what is the next change? This gastrula has to be converted. That is, ectoderm, it develop into certain organs, right? And that is the brain, spinal cord, skin. And mesoderm, the excretory organs develop. And endoderm, the gastrointestinal tract will develop. Like this, organs, they started to develop. Each germ layer gives rise to specific tissues. So tissues, a group of cells, and they perform a particular function. They develop into organs and they perform particular organ system, and this is totally called as organogenesis. Formation of organ is called organogenesis, and this is called organogenesis. Slowly, at the time of fetus, 1 month embryo, 4 week stage fetus, there is rudimentary structures they develop. At the time of 10 weeks development or pregnancy or gestation period, the limbs they slowly develop, but the 4 weeks itself the heart starts its functioning. Fetus 10 weeks at the time, its development, small limbs of hands and legs, it develop rudiments, and fetus in the 16th week, it is organs developed. On 20 week, you can see the well developed umbilical cord organs, okay, eye blinking, everything will be started. So specific tissues that can develop into organs, organ systems, it's called as organogenesis. So it was the stage where you can see blastula converted into gastrula. After that gastrula only, each germ layer, it gives rise to specific tissues and it can develop into various organs and organogenesis. So this is the first category in the development of embryo. Now second, the embryo has to be protected inside the uterus. So there are three important embryonic membrane. They are called as extra embryonic membrane, which are surrounding the fetus. So this is a fetus. It is surrounded by three different layers. First, this double layer membrane. It is called as amnion. Next, you can see chorion. Chorion, it possesses chorionic villi. And you can see at the caudal end, there is another membrane is present with the villi. It's called as allantois. So these are the three extra embryonic membranes, that is amnion, chorion, and then allantois. And rudimentary yolk sac will be there at the starting time, then it will disappear. And these are the protective extra embryonic membranes. So extra embryonic membranes are amnion, yolk sac, allantois, and chorion. So they protect the embryo from, what is the use of it? They protect the embryo from desiccation. Desiccation means dryness, and prevent from mechanical shock, and help in the absorption of all the nutrients from the mother's blood. The nutrients are absorbed, okay, and exchange of the gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide gas exchange can also possible only these three membranes. Okay, let's see one by one. The amnion. Amnion, this is a double layer membrane, yellow color structure. Okay, it immediately surrounds the fetus, and inside this, the amnion and the fetus, you can see the blue color structure, and this is called nothing but amniotic fluid. So amnion is a double layer translucent membrane. What is translucent? It allows the light rays, but it is semi-transparent. So it is called as translucent membrane. It is filled with the fluid called, what is the fluid called? It's blue color, amniotic fluid. So what is the use of amniotic fluid and amnio membrane? It protects the developing embryo from any injury, and the temperature of the fetus has to be maintained, regulate at the normal body temperature, and it provide a medium in which the fetus or the embryo can able to move and show the rotation because of the presence of amniotic fluid, and surrounded by the double layer translucent membrane called amnion. Okay, yeah. Now we'll see the next one is allantois. You can see this region just below the uterine fundus region. Here this region is called as caudal end, and here one membrane is there, and this is called as allantois. It's a small outpocketing of embryonic tissue at the caudal end of the yolk sac. Small rudimentary yolk sac, later it will disappear. At its caudal end, tail end, the allantois membrane, it will form, and this is the structural base of umbilical cord. Here you can see umbilical cord is here. It is directly connected to the fetus, and the base, structural base of the umbilical cord, it arises only from which one? Allantois membrane. And this umbilical cord, and here you can see placental villi or chorionic villi, and these here only the placenta, disc shaped placenta is present. Okay, all these are protective. So you can see a double layer membrane called amnion, and then next you can see in the caudal end allantois will be there. It is a structural base for the embryo, embryonic development to the umbilical cord, and the outer membrane, it is called as chorion. And chorion, it produces some villi-like structures. They are called as chorionic villi. At the allantois also and placenta also, they can form many villi. Villi means nothing but finger-like projections of the blood capillaries, through which the transport of gases and nutrients from the mother's blood, from the placenta to the fetus through the umbilical cord, it takes place. Okay, so we have studied about amnion and allantois. Next, we will see about the membrane called chorion. Chorion is the outermost membrane here, and this outermost membrane, which encloses the embryo, and all the other membranes also enclose. What is the use of this chorion? Outermost membrane encloses the embryo and other membranes. It helps in the formation of placenta. So this chorion, only in this region, it forms allantois region. They help in the formation of placenta in the early developmental stages of embryo. And chorionic villi. And these small finger-like projections in the chorion, it is called as chorionic villi. And the trophoblast is cells in the blastocyst. So trophoblast means single layer of cells in the blastocyst stage. They send out several finger-like projection. These finger-like projections are called as chorionic villi, and they carry the fetal blood. They carry the fetal blood, and this region is called as chorionic villi. And chorionic villi and the uterine tissue, and this region you can see the uterine tissue, chorionic villi, placental villi, all together they form this region, disc shaped endocrine gland called, what is this called? Placenta. Right? Now, what is the use of this placenta for the embryo? Placenta, it is a temporary endocrine gland or endocrine organ. It is formed only during pregnancy period. So it connects the fetus to the uterine wall through the umbilical cord. Here is a placenta, and here is the umbilical cord and fetus. So umbilical cord, it is direct connection to the fetus, and through the umbilical cord, by means of villi, it makes connection with the placenta, right? So it is the organ of nutritive, respiratory, and excretory in function. Nutritive, all the nutrients from the mother's blood can be transported to the fetus. Respiratory gases. So oxygen is from the mother's blood, it's supplied to the fetus, and carbon dioxide from the fetal blood can be taken back to the mother's blood. And excretive waste of the fetus also taken back to mother's blood. And the embryo's heart, it starts its development during the 4th week of pregnancy. It's a very important one more question. At the time of 4th week of pregnancy, the heart, embryo's heart, fetal heart, it starts its functioning. There is the pumping action. It will start, and it circulates the blood through the umbilical cord and the placenta. At the time only, it circulates the blood through the umbilical cord. There is a direct connection, and here is the placenta. So it starts its development. So we have studied 3 membranes, mainly amnion, chorion with the chorionic villi, and here this is called allantois. Okay, and one more important endocrine organ, it's called as placenta. Temporary endocrine organ, it develops only during the pregnancy because it connects the fetus to the uterine wall. Fetus is connected to the uterine wall through this umbilical cord. Right? So it is nutritive, respiratory, and excretory in function. Now say, and when the embryo's heart development it starts during pregnancy, you must be able to answer 4th week of pregnancy. Now I said the 3 primary germ layers in the which layer? In the gastrula. There are 3 primary germ layers serve as the primitive tissues from which all the body organs they develop. They are ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So ectodermal outermost layer of cells that is in the gastrula, it gives rise to develop into what are the organs will develop from the ectodermal cells? Brain, spinal cord, that is a central nervous system, epidermis, that is nothing but skin and its derivatives like nail and other structures, and mammary glands. These are developed from the ectodermal outermost layer of cells. Mesodermal cells of the gastrula, that is a middle layer. It is the mesodermal cells, they develop into connective tissue, cartilage, and bones, muscles, kidney, and there is a excretory organ fully developed, ureter, tube, and gonads. Gonads are nothing but the reproductive organ, that is ovary in female and testis in male. They arise from the mesoderm. Mostly excretory and reproductive organs they develop from the mesodermal cells. and cartilage and bones. Endodermal cells, they are developed into the organs such as gastrointestinal tract. Gastro means stomach. Intestine, that is small and large intestine organs. Respiratory tract, liver, pancreas, and thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, like endocrine glands also develop from the endodermal cells. Okay, so three primary germ layers of the gastrula it develop into ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Each ectodermal cells give rise to brain, spinal cord, skin, mammary gland. Mesoderm develop into bone, muscle, cartilage, kidney, urethra, and gonads. Endoderm develop into gastrointestinal tract, respiratory tract, liver, pancreas, thyroid, and parathyroid. Okay, now we'll see about the gestation period. It is nothing but the pregnancy period. So human pregnancy, it lasts for about how many days? 280 days. That is about 40 weeks. Okay, and 40 weeks, it is called the gestation period, and it can be divided into three trimester. Trimester means 1 to 3 months. It is the first trimester. First, second, third month. It is called as first trimester. And 4, 5, 6th month, it is called as second trimester. And 7, 8, 9th month, it's called as third trimester. So we call it as trimester, 3 months, 3 months each. So first, second, third month, it is called as first trimester, and 3 months each. What are the organs developed during this period? Organogenesis. What are the organs developed in the body of the fetus? Heart. Heart, it starts development during the fourth week itself, I said. So at the time of 1 month itself, heart starts its pumping action. Limbs, that is the hands, legs, lungs, breathing activity, liver, external genital organs are well developed. In the reproductive organ, external reproductive organs, they develop during this first trimester itself. Okay, and second trimester, it is said to be by the end of the second trimester, the face it is well formed with all the features. There is eyelids, eyelash, eyes even blink. Okay, the body is covered with fine hair. Okay, muscles they develop and the bones they become harder. So these are the development of the fetus during or organogenesis during second trimester. Okay, hair development, eyelids, eyelash, and muscles and bones development occur during the fourth, fifth, sixth month. It is called as second trimester. Now, third trimester is nothing but seventh, eighth, and ninth month of the baby development. So the fetus is fully developed now at the end of ninth month. Now it is ready for delivery by the end of the 9 months. So 9 months to be 7, 8, ninth month is called as third trimester. So the gestation period of human embryo, human pregnancy, is about 40 weeks or 280 days. Okay, and it is about uh, 40 weeks, I said. So we can divide into three trimesters. First trimester, second trimester, first, second, third month. Sorry, yes. And second trimester, 4, 5, 6 month. And third trimester, 7, 8, ninth month. So after 9 months, okay, and you can see there is 10 more days. After that, the parturition or what is it called? Childbirth will occur. Now, these are the various stages of the fetal development. Just to go through, highlight the key points alone. Various stages in the human embryo development. Fourth week. What is the importance of fourth week? You must know. Heart starts its functioning. In 1 mark, they will ask. And the brain is more prominent. Okay. And you can see the upper limbs, it appears as a bud. Right. And this is the 8th week embryo. So here, the movement limbs, you can see the limbs, that is the upper limb and lower limb, hands and legs with the digits you can see it develop. So digits are fully formed, kai viral, kaal viral, full form ஆயிரும். Right. And the neck appears, starts its neck, appearance of neck. Okay. And you can see the movement of the fetus or embryo in the amniotic fluid, it starts. Okay, and the 8th week itself, the external genitalia, whether male or female, it shows its appearance. So sex difference, you can identify the male or female fetus in the 8th week itself. Now 12th week of the embryo, eyes, ears, well defined, and you can see the bones, they become hardened. 16th week, the lower limbs, they reach final development and movements are shown. Okay, and 20th week, you can see the length of the fetus increase, hair develop, skin, it is covered by sebaceous gland. 24th week, lungs are well developed, the baby shows rapid eye movement. Okay, and the body weight of the fetus, it increase. And you can see the 24th week, okay, 28th week, you can see the immunity power will be increased, central nervous system well developed, and retina, it is of the eye, it is also well developed. 32 be a second week, 32nd week, the body weight increase and skin is smooth. And 36th week, you can see the blood vessels are completely developed. Okay, this is the umbilical cord and this is the placenta. The placenta and this is the umbilical cord. The baby is positioned and its head portion is descending down because this is the 36th week. So the baby is positioned into the pelvis, that is in the hip region, in head down position. And 40 weeks, baby is fully formed, now ready for parturition or childbirth. Now placenta as an endocrine gland, because the placenta, it secretes hormones, it produces HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, and HCS, human chorionic somatomammotrophine, and HPL, human placental lactogen, and certain amount of estrogen and progesterone. Since it secretes all these hormones, it's called as its act as endocrine gland. What are the hormones secrete? HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, HCS, human chorionic somatomammotrophine, and HPL, human placental lactogen, and estrogen and progesterone. It secretes one more hormone called relaxin, okay, which helps in the relaxation of the pelvic ligaments, hip bones at the time of parturition or childbirth. And during pregnancy, the level of other hormone, estrogen, progesterone, already we said, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine also increase many times. Oh, the parturition occurred. So usually the female uterus, it is normally about, what is the size of the female uterus? 3 inches only long and 2 inches only its width wide. But during the time of pregnancy, it can expand even 20 times. It can expand 20 times. Once again, it return back to its position later after childbirth, after few months. So it is the size of the uterus is 3 inches long and 2 inches width. And it can expand how many times? 20 times during its pregnancy. Okay, thank you.